How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I've just bought myself a crash damaged Honda Hornet, and it's not looking in that bad shape, but it could be worth repairing. So let's get into it. So I do have a set of clocks with it, which probably just needs a new casing. It probably needs a new fender. Well, I'll say probably, it does need a new fender. But I also was given the light, and the light actually looks pretty good. Oh, I'll grab it. That side actually looks fine. This bit, there's a slight hole in it and broken parts, so I might actually just soon get a new one of those. This side doesn't actually look too bad. The other side, I need a new footrest. There's a slight scuff on the engine. There's a couple of dents in the tank, which I'm gonna have to figure out how to get out. I think the handlebars are slightly bent, I'm not too sure. The clock, it does turn on, so that's one good thing. Probably some body repair work, and also one of the discs is warped. So the question is actually really worth repairing, because I bought it for about £300, and also it doesn't start. It turns on, but it doesn't start. I'm gonna have to list up all the parts, get a rough estimate guess, and if it's worth repairing, I'll do it. If it's not really worth repairing, then the option is turn it to a calf racer, if that is another cheaper option, if it's possible. So let's actually see if I can get running first. Right, so we've got power. I mean, that is another option, is the engine may not turn over. I'll get the starting motors working. Once I get to the airbox, which is down here, I think. Yeah. Now, what I'm actually starting to find out about his bike is, for some reason, these two keys have two different works. One key works for the ignition, the other one actually works for the seat, which is kind of weird. So I was actually faffing around and struggling trying to get this undone. So what I'm currently trying to attempt is, I'm going to be using some starter fluid into the air intake, and hopefully that will get it started. Not making a difference. Other than that, or maybe the fuses are gone. So I just checked all the 10 amp fuses and they all seem to be fine. So our next option is basically checking the spark plugs. So what I'm actually currently doing is taking the bolt off for the fuel tank, which was a little bit of pain because trying to get a tank off a motorcycle can be a bit difficult. Right, so I've had a bit of play around. It doesn't seem to go into first gear, but it goes into all the other gears. Just got to figure out why it's not starting. So it could possibly be that something's locked up and then it crashed. I'm assuming that's as much as I can guess. Last thing I want to know is I brought a dud.
What I'm currently doing is taking a spark plug out and going to see what condition they're in, and then test it to see if there's any spark actually coming out of it.
A bit black. So yeah, they look a little bit black, so I'm going to wash them up and see if that makes a difference. There's actually any spark going through the clubs as well. Right, so there's no spark coming through there, so it could be that the ignition coils are not working, or it could be something else.
So I decided to check the other side and see if there's any spark from this side. It could be a one-off that one ignition coil doesn't work.
Let's try again. Alright, I'm a bit stumped, so there's no spark, all the fuses are fine, so I'm going to have to find out why there's no spark coming from the ignition coils, because the last thing I'll do is order a new ignition coil and find out it's not that, because all four of them are working, which would be odd, as I'm learning as I'm going along, so it's just making it up as you go along in some way, just hoping you find a fault, and then, but if the ignition coil's not working, then it probably, you think it'd probably be a fuse, unless there's a missing wire here, unless I plug that in, but then I don't think that's going to make much difference. There's a wire broken from the ECU box, so I don't know why that's disconnected. It's off, isn't it? Turn it off before I electrocute myself. Yeah. So if I jam that in there, hopefully there's some form of connection. Hold that there. Oh, no, that's quite right. Probably just needs a new wire length and sort of. Maybe it'll do it, but I'm gonna have to get some more wire. We've got to do it on now. Just a spare wire here. Just make it temporary.
So if you didn't catch what I said, I'm going to be using some temporary wire to reconnect the broken wire to the ECU and give that a go.
We'll stick that on the end of that, plug it into there and see if that makes any difference. Keep that. feel. Just jam that in there. See if that makes a difference. This is just, I think any metal part will do it. There's nothing. Alright, so the missing wire here, I plugged it in. It sounds like it's going to fire, but I don't know. I think maybe that's what will cause us. Right, let's get it back on. Oh, it sounds like it's just going to fire. Let's get some spark into it. Come on, old girl. Come on, you almost got it. Come on. Come on. Almost. Oh. Okay. Alright. Take 2, I think. Oh, actually, let's turn the fuel tank off first. Try it that way. Maybe turn it on. A bit more power. Oh no, run out of charge. A bit more spark. That will see what's the fuel pump that goes in there. Not enough power. Pretty much dead. Right, so it somewhat runs, but I'm going to have to put it on charge and get back to it at a later date, I think. So that's the next plan, so stay tuned for the next one.